morning. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I hope y'all are feeling great. Hope y'all feeling good. Hope y'all feeling godly today on this wonderful Saturday, Saturn day. So if you're aware of astrology and a planet, Saturn is the planet with the rings around it. So what does that mean for you today? Go ahead and take some time to get in tune with your Saturn energy. Saturn energy will be located at your knees. Okay, so get in tune with your knees today. Do some exercises, bending your knees, you know, really getting in tune with your body. Exercising. Um, just do things that have to do with bending. But yeah, today is Saturday. So today's topic, I've highlighted a lot of points. Hey, how you feeling? I highlighted a lot of points to myself today where I had to point out some things that I had going on in my own energy that excuse me, that I felt were like some things to really focus on for me personally and also as a community, right? Because I've been talking lately about getting into community, being around people, and learning how to show up for someone within a community. And I live on the second floor of my apartment complex, yes. And this is my first time. Well, this is my second time doing it. The first time I lived on the second floor was when I was younger, living with my grandmother. We always lived on the second floor in her apartment complex. But when I finally moved out of her apartment, I got to live on the fourth floor, right? So I was above the third, right? So just to be able to be all the way up there in the sky, looking over, the whole neighborhood, being next to the trees. I never looked at the parking lot when where I lived at. We had a courtyard area that looked at trees, and I looked directly at more apartments that were in my apartment complex. So when I did that, it was just really for me, or when I lived that life, it felt really good to me because I was next to like where they had the barbecues at. So like all the communal gatherings, I was there, right? Just, being in this space where everybody's kind of like percolating, populating, coming to congregate, things of the sort. Now, I did also live with my brother at the time, so I didn't take on as much spiritual warfare as now I'm kind of being aware that there is in the world because I don't have a male covering in my home. It's just me, right? I did have an ex that I was dating when I first moved here. We were broken up, and I think he was dating somebody else, like in a whole other area. But I guess because when I was signing that paperwork, he was in my energy. I think they made him like a part of the deal. Like he became a part of the energetic outer space of my living environment. And that's not something that I intentionally planned, right? Like it's not my fault that when we were talking, chatting, doing whatever we were doing, supposedly, right? That he was a part of that. That wasn't my intention. Also moving past that, now I was such as well. Moving past that, now I'm kind of understanding like as much because I do want him to go and have a happy life and go date and go, be with whoever he wants to be with. I don't want to hold nobody back. But I'm just wondering if now energetically it's a potentiality that he could do that and stuff. Because I mean, when we first started hanging out, we did plan to be roommates. We were like, oh, we could go ahead and just get a place because I needed to get a place. He wanted to move out of his house, and we were like, just have separate bedrooms and we can go move. Like, that'd be lit. And we even like vlogged about it on his YouTube channel and everything. He's also a YouTube vlogger as well. So, and he has a bigger following than me, of course. But so, I was like open to the idea because I really needed to move. I was trying to hurry up and get custody of my son back because my mom had took custody of my son because she felt like I wasn't doing a good job because he wasn't in school. But I enjoyed homeschooling my son and working from home. Because when I lived in my own apartment, I worked from home. I did hair in my dining room area. I turned the whole entire dining room into a hair salon. I should add in a picture so I could show it to y'all. Let's see if I still have it. Do I still have any of those pictures? My gosh, because it was so, not me getting out the YouTube app. It was so beautiful when I had it set up. Like people used to come and be like, "Oh, see, I thought this was a home setup. I thought it was just like, okay, I'll show you the back of someone's hair, or like I'll show you two different pictures." Okay. So you can see this area that I had set up. Like this is my dining room area in my home. If y'all could see that, like Y'all see how the whole entire wall has like the Luscious Locks by Euphoria logo, the dots, the polka dots, the little thing for like when I did feed-in braids and stuff, the little rack on the wall, the card there with all my products on it. So now let me show you another angle of the same area. Y'all can see I also had like my mirror there. I'm sorry, the green screen is kind of breaking up because, but you see my mirror was right there. My shampoo bowl was back there. You see the flooring. I changed the flooring right there. I had the little shelves, like those are my oils I was selling right there. I had a little thing, that little thing that's hanging down, that black squiggly thing. That was like a holder for my iPad so people could watch videos, movies, whatever. And then at the top, those purple bottles up there are actually my lace glue, my weave gel, and for people who didn't want to actually glue down their wigs, they had the lace grip, like that gel stuff, like bold hold gold, that kind of stuff. So I had my whole entire dining room set up like a whole salon space. We talking about like actual premiere. You see the wig right there, like the wig that's in her head. I made that wig on a sewing machine myself and colored it. It was black hair. I colored it. That is my hair that I sell. That's raw. One of the best vendors, the vendor that I use, actually also provides hair to Cardi B. So whoever, when y'all see her bundles flowing, yeah, same vendor. So and also you see my little wig lady down there. She has a wig on too. Like I definitely always gave like major hairstylist vibes. Like my hair salon space was a salon. Nothing in my dining room was short of actual premier salon status, except for the fact that I lived, like I said, in my neighborhood. And my son sometimes was in the living room and he be talking, but like I said, it was nothing like I was never too shy of actually like, providing a whole service. So like I said, that was one angle. And that's the other angle. The wall was decorated, had my logo right there. So I'd move the cart right there, that black cart, and I'd slide it over and I'd let people take pictures in front of the wall right there. So they'd see the Luscious Locks by Euphoria logo. Every time people took pictures for their before and afters. And as you guys could see, I slayed the fuck out of that wig. Hold on, let's go back to her edges though. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, nah, that wasn't my best work. It wasn't my best work. Let's see. I installed a better wig. But my main focus was always locks. You see, I was always a very good loctician. Very, very good, very good, very good. You know what I'm saying? Very good, very good. Yeah, like I would do 2, 3 people hair today, and like locks. I think I charged 100 for a retwist and then $50 for a style. So I was making about 150, 120 per client. So 2 clients coming a day, that's 240 a day. This day I had 3 clients coming. So she came in first. She was my first client of the day. And then he came in. And then she came in for a wig install. And the wig install is about 150 or 250. So that day I made around about $400, $500 that in just one day. Right? So with that all being said, it definitely gave premier salon stylist. It definitely gave everything that it was supposed to have gave, and then some more. However, where was I going with this? Oh my gosh, I lost my track of thought. Long story short, these clients, I still talk to some of them. Like even this client, I started her locks. As you can see, this parts, the foundations, all of that. I started those from the beginning to the end. She came in with a afro and left out, and her hair, she still comes to me to this day, right? So I give top-notch work. But when it comes to me and what I was claiming today with community and trying to figure out how to show up for my community, what I've been doing for 4 or 5 years, well, for 5 years living alone, when I was doing all that, I was still homeschooling my kid. I was still paying all my bills by myself. I was still paying all my utilities by myself and my car note by myself. And I had no man to help me because eventually my brother moved out, and I think this is around the time when I had changed all this. Is the time when he moved out. Right? So around that time when he moved out, I was really like, I was feeling myself. So I got to a point where I became like a community matriarch for the boys. So like all the little boys would come to my house and like play video games in my house. Well, mainly my son's friends. I'm not gonna say all of them because a lot of them did not come. Now there were a few that were part of the neighborhood that did come, but the majority of them, some of them was just a little too. They knew not to come into my house, right? But I just was always around for the kids. They would always come over, play video games. I'd make them food, give them snacks, yada yada, bing blang bop. So there came a point in time in the whole entire, I guess, timeline where I stopped paying my rent because they had a lot of mold in my bathroom, right? And I became the activist for the community where I was going to these courtrooms and I'm like, look, we not paying rent. I'm not paying rent escrow until y'all fix my stuff. And that eventually rolled it into them getting their rent secured for over a whole entire year until they fixed all of the problems in the community. So I became an activist in the community where I really like everybody else was scared. They're like, look, Dave, is the problem been going on? I've been here since I'm like, look, I don't give a fuck. We're fixing it. I'm not dealing with it. In my lease, it says I ain't got to deal with this shit. So yeah, it says if mold is in the apartment that is lethal or can cause health issues, you do not have to pay rent until this is fixed. It's here in the lease. So I became the person who just knew because when I was in high school, I actually used to take law classes when I went to my high school, Northwood. Northwood's known to be a high school in the area where you can get pre-law, you can do mock trials, all of that stuff there. So I took that whole entire route throughout high school. And even when I went to Eastern Shore, University of Maryland, I took a few law classes there as well. But then I ended up coming back home because I was always doing hair. I came back home to do hair and I ended up getting pregnant. And I went back to school and I was doing hair at school too. Funny enough, the only reason I was able to do a lot of my laundry was because of the fact that I was doing hair, right? People were letting me come to their house and do my laundry at their house. People were letting me, were taking me to Chipotle, sparking me up. That's when I first found out about K2 and all that other stuff. I didn't even know that stuff existed. Like I learned a lot in college in just one semester. Well, really one quarter, to be quite honest. But yeah, me doing hair was like a barter system of how I was able to communicate with my community. I was able to trade off my services of doing hair to everyone to be able to get around, get to class, like I said, do laundry. I didn't have to do laundry in the same area as everybody else. I actually got to get picked up by the sophomores who had their own places. It was still on campus housing, but they had their own washers and dryers and stuff. And they come to my house, come pick me up, take me to their houses while I would do that. Well, I could sometimes just do my laundry and then I just already would do their hair another day or something like that, right? Or just any day I call them. Like even the way I found out I was pregnant, I actually called one of them. I said, can you take me to the CVS on campus and take me to go get a pregnancy test? So they were willing to, do all of that as well. It just was so amazing that all of this was transpiring for me, to me, right? This is what I was really just excited to, I guess, experience is the word I'm looking for. Hold on one second. So with all that being said, I want to retwist with the style. How can I get in contact with you? What you can do is DM me on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow that name right there. Luscious Locks by Euphoria is my hair page. LUSHIOUSLOCSBY Euphoria. Okay, and I do travel. I do travel wherever you are. So I've driven out of state. I will fly if I need to. Just as long as you provide the ticket for me to fly, I'll be there. Yeah. Anywhere in the world you need me to be, because I'm a really great hairstylist. Like that's really what I do. So when it comes to me now showing up for my community in this stage of life, it's weird for me because I don't really know a lot of people in my community. I didn't know anybody in my community before, and I don't really actually recall doing many people in my actual neighborhood's hair. Most of my clients came from Instagram or came from word of mouth from other clients and other people whose hair I've done. So I didn't really actually do people's hair in my neighborhood because I think a lot of them were jealous. They were like, "Oh, she just going to be living in that apartment and doing hair, and she expects us to just pay her rent while we got to go to work and pay, so she could just sit at home and just be playing their hair all day." Like it really was like a thing for them where they didn't realize doing hair is a fucking job. Standing up for 8 hours a day doing hair is completely different than going somewhere else separate from your home, being around those people clocked in, and then you get to leave from that location, leave the energy, leave whatever you had there, shake it off, and then come home. To bring people into your personal home, do their hair, and then potentially have their energy still lingering around other neighbors, other people, situations of the sort. It was very different. And back then I wasn't so spiritual. So I really was like spiritually probably so unclean at the time, honestly speaking, because I didn't really know what was going on in the world. I think my brother was kind of like a liaison at first, but then eventually he moved out. So, things were different. But nonetheless, moving forward, I find it strange that somehow people within your own community wouldn't support your business or wouldn't support you because they're jealous of the fact that they would be helping you pay your own bills. Like, I mentally think that that's a weird thing, to just not want to help somebody out because you're thinking that, oh, I'm helping this person just lay at home and be lazy all day. Well, either they're going to be home lazy all day anyway because they ain't going to have nothing to do, or, well, you need to go to a salon and go work and go be around other people. But then I went to a salon and worked at hair cuttery, and it was the most derogatory, most degrading experience of my life. The way that those women used to talk to me, my hair is just so curly and coarse, and I'm looking at the lady like, blink, blink. Your hair ain't nowhere near as curly as my hair. You trying to be funny right now. Yeah, you trying to be funny. I want to smack you in your face. So this brings me to the next part of my community. I was experiencing a lot of what felt like racist or entitled white women at that job. So it kind of put a disposition in my heart against white women, which it's so funny because I've nannied for white women for so long, right? I nannied for them for so long, and a lot of them I built relationships with. Like one girl, she was the head of the JCC. Her name's well, don't worry about her name. I'm not gonna put her business out there, but she's the head chairman at the JCC. I'll just say her name's Diane, and the girl's like, "Oh my gosh, you nanny for Diane? She's a chairman with me at the JCC. Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. Well, this interview's pretty much wrapped up. I'll be in contact with you. Like, if you were able to be around Diane's kids, then you damn for sure could be around my kids. Like, I got a badge of honor off some. Like, I used to nanny at College Nannies and Tutors of Bethesda. So that contract with that company helped me get my own independent contract when I was just making myself known on sittercity.com. And they had put up a fake name, and I think the mother had put up the ad because they didn't want people to try to become their nanny because they were actually the state senators and they were state delegates and state senators and like a official state attorney. Like, these were people who were like really renowned in the Maryland area. So I didn't even realize whose house I was walking into when I'm coming to do the nannying job, right? So, but when I was there, I'm like, Diane was cool. I didn't know who she was. She had her own house. I found out she had a whole entire album at Target. Like, she was selling her actual like she had literal like CDs and cassettes that she had that was selling at Target. She was an actual musician, and she had a whole nother job. Like, I knew nothing about who I was nannying for, but I never let that affect how I treated anybody. I just came in and did my job because I knew I had a job. So it was just weird for me, right, moving forward, like experiencing white women in that fashion. And they were like, cool, like, you can have whatever you want in the fridge. And I would bring lasagna. Like, her daughter would never eat, but when I would feed her, she'd eat. Like, I shared my food with her. I'm like, she don't have no food allergies, right? And my mom would like handmade me, she from scratch, okay, from scratch. She made me some lasagna, baby. She did a little bit more. Her daughter started gaining weight. She started like being more active, more talkative. She fell in love with me. So, she gave me a really good review to the other lady whose husband was like a state senator. So I've been around white people, and I'm like, I don't have no problem with white people. So when I start working at the hair cuttery that's literally right down the street from her house, the lady who I used to nanny from, I'm like, who the fuck? Y'all are some rude ass people talking about my hair's curlier than yours. It's so coarse. Oh, it must be so difficult to get through your hair. Because at the time I was wearing my afro really, really big before I locked my hair. It must be so difficult to do your hair in the morning, isn't it? Wow. How do you manage that? Like, it was just so disgusting the way that women would try to like demean me from just being comfortable with my appearance. Now, have you mind one of the ladies, her daughter was like, your hair is ill, your skin is ill, you look like Miss Janet. Miss Janet was one of the blackest women I ever seen in my life. But that didn't take from how I showed up at the job. I was like, look, I'm just gonna ask you to make sure that your daughter understands that they're black people so that she don't say nothing crazy like that again. That's all I'm asking. Hey. That's all I'm asking. She only been around, she went to a Jewish day school, so she didn't know any better. Right? But that's why I charge it to the game. But a lot of times when I come into situations now, like I said, in my community, and I'm looking at people bullying me because of they think I'm choosing one race or another, or I'm being racist, or I'm biased. It's like, I'm not biased. I treat people how they treat me. If you welcome me into your house, into your environment, into your energy graciously, then I'm opening the door to mine. But I'm not going to open the door first and then grant you access for you to do whatever you want to me, and then I don't get to come to your house and come eat food with you. You understand? Like, I don't want to open my doors up and open my cupboards and feel like, come on in, it's all you can eat express. And then next thing you know, I'm coming in, and come to find out you want to chew me down. Like, I think something happened where the property manager came the other day, and I went to go talk to them because they thought that I didn't pay my rent. And I'm like, no, my rent's paid up. And the lady, a white woman was outside with her kid. She's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that's, yeah. And I was like, And it was weird because I kept on experiencing this same kind of interaction with the white man across in the other neighborhood on the other side. Like every time he would come outside, I feel like something was like wrapping around my uterus. It just felt so painful. Every time he came out the house, I'm like, what is this? Like, is it a spirit that's being attached to you that's doing it? Are you intentionally doing this? What is going on so that we could understand what truly is happening? Because that shit right there ain't it. Like, I'm not a stupid person. You're not a stupid person. We can respect each other and look like completely different people. Is that a hate that you genuinely have for me in your heart? Or is that something that, again, you can't control because it's an association or organization that you're attached to and there's other entities and spirits attached to you that feel the need to do certain stuff to me? I didn't want to charge it to him, but when I kept expressing, when I kept feeling the same thing over and over again, that's when I had to defend myself. I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm going to have to show you that I don't want you to do this to me. So I have to do something to prevent you and circumvent you from treating my body this way because I'm not a slave. You're not a master, and we don't have to act like that in this neighborhood. Period. Okay, so that's what I'm like. I'm literally an activist. I can't have people like trying to be an overhead to me. Like when I'm doing my work and I'm working and I'm trying to express. Oh, hold on, y'all. Make sure these cinnamon rolls ain't burning. I heard my ear ringing. I see. That's what I said. She ain't all bad. But yeah. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what your name is. That's all I'm saying. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's it. That's it. That's all I've been saying the whole time. All right, we about to go ahead and bring y'all in the kitchen because I want to go ahead and finish making my son some his breakfast because we gotta go to the barber shop today. Oops. Okay. So yeah, I never had an issue with anyone based on their race. I just seen certain races treat me certain ways, and I just always wanted to hold people accountable, you know. And you know, if you see me and I see you, and we cool, we cool. But if you see me and the first thing you think is, oh yeah, you got to be down at the bottom of the fucking totem pole so we can chew you down. It's crazy to me. It's like I guess people say you got to work your way up the ladder, but it's like if you've already worked up a ladder yourself, you know, you try to express like, hey, I am, you know, someone who has put in work in several communities, made my connections in several places. So, you know, I know that y'all don't know me, but there's a lot of respectable people from all ethnic backgrounds that see value in me and have said good things about me. Now, of course, they're not going to say what happened when the situations went left, right? But we're not going to speak on that. We're not going to highlight those. So I just feel like if I come into the space, I don't want you to feel like your first thing is to smack, like, the first thing we're going to do is not hit nobody because we're not doing that. We're not punching nobody. We're not smacking nobody. We're not throwing bows at nobody. I'm not doing that with nobody. Unless you're doing it with me, then now we have a problem. Because what's the issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? Because it ain't got to be all that, you know? It could just be a nice, easy going conversation. It don't have to be all that other stuff. Now, I do know sometimes people's actions can be seen as unwavered or unwarranted based on people not understanding where it stemmed from, where it started. And I get that. That's cool. But look, don't take that shit out on me. Ever. Whatever you're going through, don't take it out on me. Whatever you might be perceiving about me, don't take it out on me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you think that you know about me, don't take it out on me. Because I'm really not a bad person. I just know how to operate in a way where now that I'm older, I just don't allow certain stuff. And I wish a lot of people would respect it more versus give me hell about standing on my own principles. You know? Because it's like, I feel like if I'm in a neighborhood, that should just be granted. I just feel like if we in a neighborhood, we part of the same collective until I prove to you that I would fuck your life up. And if I haven't individually done that to you, then you should know that I'm not the problem. If you see somebody in my energy or someone around me that's doing something and you know it ain't got nothing to do with me, you can't hold that to my chest. Because if your husband is racist and he say, you nigger bitch, come here, I'm gonna fuck you and rape you, I can't take that out on you. Because you might actually like black girls, but you just didn't know you married a rapist or a racist. Because when I got into a deep relationship with a guy that I was dating at one time, I didn't know that he was attached to certain stuff. I just was dating a person. I didn't know what he was into. You know, so I don't really hold that to nobody else to like, oh, shoot, you know, just because your granddaddy might be a racist means you're a racist. Just because your granddaddy's a racist means that you're a child pedophile. We got to learn how to identify people separately for what they are capable and accountable for. Now, additional to that, right? Additional to that, we got to also now think about how if it comes down to it, who you gonna save, right? Yourself or somebody else? I'm definitely gonna save myself, of course, because I gotta be here for my son, right? So I'm gonna save my baby boy, and I want to be the one who's taking care of him. I don't really want nobody else to help take care of him, but I do also sometimes know what I want to hear. A lot of y'all men be a little raunchy, and y'all be disrespecting and just taking bites of everything, thinking that it's an all-you-can-eat buffet over here, versus seeing my platform is a place where you can get educated at. And I don't want anyone that's connected to me feeling like they get ate down because I'm on YouTube. You know, YouTube shouldn't be a space where y'all come in here just to eat off of me, right? She talks shit like, oh, I can't see what you said. Thank you for Hollywood something. But I just can't have people coming here to eat off me and not take the education. So like I said, when it comes to showing up for yourself and then showing up for the community, I'm always trying to figure out where to fit in at, because when it comes down to it, like, where is my talent mostly at? My brother and my mother always say, like, my solar plexus is my like strong suit, like my confidence, because I have the confidence to say whatever to whoever, don't matter who's listening, who's talking, who's saying what, I still will get the job done. But I don't really know how to use it that well. You know, I'm still learning it. So I guess that's why they're like, yeah, so sit down and let the big dogs do the fighting, and you go ahead and get on the inside and sit down a little. But I'm like, if that's the case, then move me to a unit on the inside of the neighborhood in the middle. Why y'all got me out on the motherfucking forefront out here next to the damn... I'm in the middle of the boxing ring. I'm in the middle of the boxing ring. Like, I'm right where the neighborhood meets the other neighborhood at. Why you got me in the middle if y'all see that I'm just a little kitty? Like, what made y'all think that I needed to be on the outskirts? Now, maybe because of, like I said, who I was dating at the time and the energy they was getting off of me back then, they assumed that I was supposed to be on the outskirts of the neighborhood because of who I was talking to back then. So they're like, oh yeah, that kind of energy, we need to go ahead and get them handled. So we gonna put her underneath Miss So-and-so over here that's these, so that could contain. But they're like, that ain't even that's him. So they done put me all up in the mix of the level of structure needed to contain that dog, not even realizing I ain't even that kind of dog. I'm a kitten. lion. I'm like a cat, a lap cat. Like, you know, I'm a lap cat, and I be chilling and doing hair and minding my business and raising kids and nurturing babies. Like they trying to put me over here with a dog. Like, yeah, what's up? What's up? Yeah, yeah. You talking about niggas? Yeah. What's up with all that work? You talking all that shit? Yeah, about to boom. Yeah. What's up? They got me over here in that. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Your girl Euphoria is not supposed to be on the outskirts. Hold on. Let me show y'all where they put your girl at. Like, they put me on the edge of the neighborhood. I want to show y'all. I'm on the edge, like right next to keeping the security in the battleground for the rest of the whole infrastructure. I just want y'all to see, like, where they put me at. Like, okay, this is our neighborhood right here, right? This is our neighborhood. Look at the fence. They put me right at the fence. At the fence. Look, the fence with a whole nother neighborhood. They put me on defense. I ain't supposed to be on defense. I'm supposed to be in the middle with the baby, feeling all secure and safe raising my 13-year-old. They trying to put me out here with the big dogs. Every time I turn around, there's a car over here, parked right here, getting all comfortable and shit in the energy. Like, they put me out here with all of this. In the midst of all of it. There's cars that come and drop off stuff all the time right here. I'm supposed to be in the middle of the neighborhood where it's safe at. Look at all that neighborhood they could have put me in down there, ducked off to the side, all peaceful, like, you know, quiet, like, all, you know, they got me right in the center of where the most of all this hubbub going. I don't even know how to get into their neighborhood. I don't even know what neighborhood this is in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how do you drive into this neighborhood? Like, I don't know nothing about the specs of that place. They got me on the front lines of this shit. On defense. So I'm looking like, why the hell did y'all put me over here? But again, I forgot I was dating somebody who was, I guess, a fighter. So they just gave me identity in proximity to what he got going on. I'm like, oh, hell no. The fuck did y'all put me in this shit for? Y'all ought to have known better than that, but I guess they was getting a problem out of me during renting and stuff like that. So they was like, you know. So I'm hoping that they move my unit to a more peaceful space. Cause child, the energy, they was using energy weapons last night, y'all. Go on my TikTok. I can't make it up. I'm sitting here in the house, all I hear is the shit was so loud it made me feel like my brain was shaking, bruh. I said, oh hell no. I started biting down. I said, oh yeah, they fucking around my energy for real. My ears can't even make the ringing sound. Yeah, nah, this ain't good. This ain't it. Yeah, something ain't right. This ain't it. They was using energy weapons like a mug last night. I'm talking about, I was in a shower. I thought it had stopped, right? I guess my brain had got, look, my tuning fork is changed. It was so loud last night, y'all. I'm talking about, I got in the shower, bro. It was still going on. I'm like, oh my God. And it was weird because the friend I was talking to, he had asked me if I wanted to go out that night. So I'm like, maybe he knew they was going to do something. I don't know. I feel like he knew they was about to do something because he was like, bro, we could have went out tonight. We supposed to go out somewhere. I guess he knew what was coming and he didn't want to be in the house. But I'm like, so what do you think my son was going to be at? We gonna leave my son in here when they did that instead? Like, oh shit, he popping up. Hi. I think he's about to call me soon. But anyway, huh? What does that mean when your ears ring? My ears was ringing last weekend. No, my ears was ringing this morning. It's like different frequencies. Different people communicate different. It depends on who you are. I can't really say too much because I don't know who's listening, who's watching. But, you know, different cultures got different ways of communicating through frequency. That's all I'm going to say. So some people might be trying to talk to you, but your ears aren't attuned to it yet. Or you might be getting dialed into a different frequency or a different group of people. Because I know the people who I was dialed into before, I used to hear them every morning. They be talking big shit. But I ain't hear this morning. Instead, this morning I heard my family. So I feel like I got dialed into a different frequency with a different group of people now. If that makes sense. Only thing I don't like is when I bite down my ears, I can't hear them make my sound, so I can't call out right now, which is troublesome for me because, like, who's doing that to my ears? And I feel like that happens every single time I talk about them. I think they be blocking it because they know that's how we talk. So that's why I feel like I don't really like necessarily all of them in my energy. Like, I don't have no, it's just, as long as we get cool, we cool. But when I start realizing you like blocking my spiritual, access to myself and my son, like, then I gotta put you in a category where you don't want to be placed, but that's where you need to be positioned at in my life. Like, don't touch me, get away from me and my kids. You're being weird. Why is access to me and you making my ears feel like they blocked up and they bloody on the inside? Like, that ain't it. So like, it feels like my ears are literally bleeding on the inside right now. Oh, there you go. But the left one's still real blocked up. But it's like and I think it's because too many of them are listening in too. There's too many people on the channel, so I can't really, like, I want to. And it's not even the right frequency. Like, that's not even my sound. That's somebody else's sound. So I'm logged into somebody else's account, biting down. Because when I bite down, mine is more like a low pitch, like, and it's like it goes longer and it's more deep. This is like it's like really high and light, and it's like it's barely there. Like, I don't know. It feels weird. I need to get some butter. Oh, bad. I got some. Forgot I went to the store and got some butter. Ew. Good morning. You're pretty. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, you bite down your teeth. So here's the thing about your teeth. Your teeth are crystals. They don't really tell you that. And the thing about your crystals is if you learn how to attune your crystals, all of them, because you have crystals all throughout your body. But if you learn how to tune your crystals in your teeth to the crystal in your pineal, you can start to feel different swirls of your energy, but you can also start to direct your calls to certain people based on if you know where they are located at in your brain. Because your brain has seats for different people. And you put a different person at each axis on your spaceship. You can call different people to what I'm understanding. Which I don't see why that'd be an issue for anybody. Like, why would we not want our community? Like, if y'all got access to it too, then why aren't y'all using it? Goofy. Instead of blocking somebody else's gifts, why not just, Yeah. They don't want you to hear that, because if you knew that, I mean, less talking on the phone, more talking in the astrals. And I guess that's why they had the Patriots Act 911. 9/11. On 9/11, they made the Patriots Act so they could hack our phones and stuff and listen to our conversations. But anyway, more importantly, I'm more so concerned about I said the actual look. I was about to say hactual. See, I'm talking about hacking. I'm more concerned about the actual, like I said, showing up for my community when they show up for me. So if y'all are gonna be in community with me, y'all gonna sit here and try to like demonize me. Make sure you demonize yourselves if you're blocking people from doing their best, right? But then also remind yourselves, like, we're all human, but we're not humans. We're humans. We're men's of many hues, meaning my frequency and my colors can be completely different than yours on a spiritual level. We could both be black, but I could have a more green spirit, meaning more centered in the heart space, more centered in, what is going on within the deals of the heart. Where some people are just clears, where they're like all the way up there. They already ascended. They just here, because people want them here. People are requesting their presence. They're like the grandparents of the astral. Like, they see everything, right? Then we have like the golds, and everybody's soul vibrates on a different frequency. So we are humans. We are mans of hue. And I think the issue is the system knows that, and they want to block it because they only want themselves to be clears. But it's like, you can't force yourself to be a clear. That has to be something that you naturally get into. And they're trying to experiment on how they can become clears versus just allowing the process to take place. I think it's harder for them to stabilize that crystalline body, though, which is why they try to prevent us from getting there. It's just my assumption, because it's like, what? Why else would you go so hard on another person's spirituality and way of living? It must be something that you're jealous about it, or something that if they get to that place, it'll disturb or disrupt something that you guys have going on. Because I can see, like, if me and you were taking a science test, for instance, right? Me and you were testing together. I can't see me wanting to stop you from testing. I can't see me from wanting to keep you from learning in class. Right? I can't see me wanting to stop you from becoming a straight A student. Like, why would I go out of my way to make sure you couldn't focus in class? Why would I go out of my way to throw water on you in the middle of a test? You know, I can't be that person, because I was never that person in class. Like, when I was in school, I was always just quiet, minding my business, and I just do my work. Like, and then I would finish my work faster than everybody else, because I would know everything. Like, it would just, I guess because I have telekinesis to the point where, like, I can read minds, or, like, if the knowledge is in the room, it just comes to me. Like, my brain is like a magnet. Like, I don't have to learn something. Like, a teacher might try to teach something to somebody, but I don't have to learn it. I have access to the consciousness. So, well, like, for instance, if we take a test, right? I think my ability is that, like, okay, for instance, I had my medical test that I just took, my pharmaceutical technician's class. I was a week and a half behind on my work, but I finished one whole week of work. I finished the class work and everything, and we were on week 2, and I only had finished one lesson plan. I kept getting tired, but I thought I had work I thought I had a test that had to be in by 12 p.m., but it was actually 12 a.m., but I didn't realize that, right? 12 a.m. the next day, or 11:59 at the end of the day, 11:59 p.m. that day, but I finished at 11:59 a.m., not realizing, right? So me being afraid, I go ahead and I just go into the test, and I just take it. I take that risk and I take the test. I'm like, shoot, well, like, if I gotta have this tested in the next 3 minutes, I'm about to, or next 10 minutes, I'm gonna just take it. Fuck it. So I took it, and there was stuff on the test that I didn't know, but something in me just knew the answers. Because the consciousness, me being connected to the people who run the program and who have the knowledge, who are teaching it to me being connected to their mind, it naturally just comes into my brain. I don't have to study or read books. I don't know why my brain is like that. It's beautiful, but I think that offends the government and offends a lot of institutions, because even when I was like a school bus driver, they purposely would do things to spiritually attack me to make sure I would slow down for everybody else to catch up. They're like, some people don't learn as fast as you. You need to slow down. I'm like, that's not my fault. See, y'all keep punishing me for learning fast. I don't like that. How do you punish? If we're in class, how are you punishing the smart person for being smart? And that's what I feel like goes on in America. Like, we black people get punished because we're actually intelligent. Like, because we're the originators of the fucking information. So when it comes to us, our consciousness already recognizes it. We don't really have to learn it like everybody else. Everybody else is learning our culture in front of our faces and then taking it and mocking us. Meanwhile, since it's in our DNA, we don't really have to, like, I don't have to become a Mason to understand Masonry. I get a protractor. I get having the other protractor go the exact same way, so the shoulders are like that. So it's like, you know, no matter what, and it's 2 different cylindrical spheres at the same time spinning, and that's how I protect my core and my vital organs, and those are my emotions and my organs, and I get all that. I don't have to study Masonry to know that, but that's because Masonry is originally Comedics, and I think it's crazy that we're getting punished for being smart. I don't even think we're getting punished because of our skin anymore. I think we're really getting punished because we're smarter than the average person who might have to join a brotherhood to understand the mathematics of what's being taught, which makes no sense because everything is already naturally just math in itself. Like, you don't even have to know that, you know. For me, I always felt like y'all don't get it. Like, I would get in trouble in class because I finished the whole entire assignment before everybody else, and I'd be talking to people, and they're like, Miss Roberts, did you finish your work? I'm like, yeah. Okay, well then start your homework. I'm like, I already did my homework too. It's like, you did your homework and you did the class work and you did the test that I gave you. I'm like, yeah. And they just would be so mad at me. And they would call my mom and be like, your daughter's distracting the students. Like, what's her grade? A B. Well, then what are you calling me for? You need to come to the class and come to the school and talk to us about your daughter, Miss Roberts. She's like, I'm not coming to that fucking school if my daughter got straight A's and B's and y'all telling me y'all can't handle her behavior. No, I'm not coming up there. I go to school. I gotta raise 5 kids. I'm not coming to y'all's class or to y'all's school to talk to you about my daughter who has straight A's and B's in class. Absolutely not. No. No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. Matter of fact, what you going to do is I'm dropping her off at school today, and she going to be in class, and I better not get no phone calls talking about something. Y'all telling her to go to be an ISS, and she got straight A's and B's in your school. What you want her to be dumb? Like, my mom used to really get mad because I was smart, and people used to treat me like I was dumb. They get mad at me for being smart. It's just like, so that's why my mom, she tries to, people will try to say, oh, you're autistic, you're just autistic, you're autistic. I'm like, I'm not autistic, I'm just smart as fuck. Like, I don't have to learn. Y'all niggas have to learn. I don't have to learn. I just have to see it. And it just, in my brain, I'm like, okay, good, bet. Like, I'm just that. I'm like a sponge. Like, it just goes in my brain. So I don't even, like, every single test, the instructor tried to get me mad. He's like, well, you can't technically qualify for the education plan where we reduce your tuition because your percentage is in the 80. I'm like, that's because you locked me out of the class when I was making it work. Had you not locked me out of class, I told you that my taxes are coming. Like, I told the judge that my taxes are coming. I'm going to pay the payment for class. Just, keep allowing me to go to class, and then I just pay it in full all at once. I'll pay the whole entire $1,400 all at once if I need to, because I have enough money in my taxes coming where I can do that. And he was just like, no, see, we would be able to give you the amended tuition if you would just, hold on. We'd be able to give you the amended tuition if you just, if you had an 80%. I'm like, but I missed a whole week worth of work, and then I still ended up getting a 98% on the test that y'all gave. So I don't understand, like, what the problem is, sir. Like, legitimately, if you open up that portal right now and let me go do my work, I'd literally have like a 98 over the whole, I'd be the highest score in the whole entire class. Just open the portal, let me do it, and wait till my taxes come, and I'll pay y'all in full, and all my payments missed. Like, do I need to give you a picture of my tax return and what I'm about to get? Like, this is what I'm about to get on my taxes. Here you go. So to me, honestly, it gives, our system doesn't really get mad at us because we're black. I think our system just gets mad at us because we're smart. Because again, all the knowledge that they're trying to teach us and tell us that is so sacred and so unknown is stuff that we already know in our DNA. We were the first doctors. We were the first lawyers. We were the first nurses. We were the first everything, because everything originated in black race. Even Asian people can admit that they were black before they were Asian. They were just Afro-Asians. There's people in Nepal that are darker than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can admit it. Every other race has a problem with admitting that they have black roots. Like, every other race is like, well, black people. Like, no one wants to admit that everything originated from black, from the nothingness. That's literally the concept, that if we're all stars, the stars originated from the black unknowingness of the whole entire galaxy. Like, everything started black. I'm just blessed to be one of those people that have the melanin in my skin that is also in alignment with the sun. I'm grateful that my ancestors didn't get to move too far away from the equator to the point where I had to lose my melanin, But if I knew that, a smart person would say, well, all I got to do is crossbreed with those melanated people and we'll be fine. Boom. Solve the problem. We not melanin deficient no more. Our family and our bloodline and our last name will survive. That's simply it. But it's like, we're too smart for our own good, so we get punished for being smart because only a smart person would think like that. Versus like, well, we gotta destroy all the black people and take all their resources and lock them up, because if we don't, then we won't survive and we'll die. Like, no, just let your granddaughter fuck a black boy and blacken up your bloodline, and your last name, your legacy, and your riches will last forever and ever. But now black people starting to realize, like, hold on, money not even real either, because we made up money. Money was like gold, all gold chains and silver and stuff. That's all in our countries. There ain't even no gold over here in y'all country. Like, y'all bought gold from where we was mining gold at. There was never no gold where y'all was at. Hold on. What even is money? We used to just do favors for each other. Like I said, just do your hair. I'll babysit your kids and make a dress for you if you want me to. So we starting to wake up because of y'all stupidity. Like, had y'all just let the game be played easy for the ones who wanted to be elite, the ones who are being racist, no one would have really woke up to the fact that, hold on, we fighting over money and money not even real? Wait. But we so smart, and y'all trying to hide so much other stuff that we woke up to the truth about everything. Be more than your gifts, never be less blessings. Yeah, it's like we're gifted. Like, we over here just smart as hell, and they just like, fuck those niggers and their nigger brains. If we eat them, we can get smart as them. Like the shit that the people used to do back in the day would just like, if we really had to experience that in current times, which spiritually I feel like we are experiencing, it just would be so traumatizing. Because it's like, are y'all serious right now? Like, what the hell? So yeah, sometimes when I woke up this morning, I was really humble about it. I looked at my neighbors like spiritually. I'm like, y'all looking at me like I'm a crazy mad black woman, but look at what the fuck is going on in the world. Like, would you not be mad if you were me? Yeah, but I'm not, so I don't care. Like the same way I said I'm blessed to be melanated. It's like, that feels like that's the comeback or the clapback, but it's like, okay, that's cool. But can y'all stop punishing us for being smart? Like, stop taking our education from us and then only giving it to us when we commit to your society. Like, we originated everything. We were first religion, everything started through melanin, where everything was melted because we were so close to the sun, because we were all together. We were all on one continent. Pangea was one thing. We were all one. Earthquakes in our mental brains, when we started realizing, we started getting so smart. Oh, I want to travel away from the tribe. Oh, I want to take a sabbatical and move away from everybody. I want to go against the grain. I want to leave. And that's when everything started to get separated. And that's when the earthquakes came. That's when the problems came. That's when the lack of resources came, because now everybody's like, well, we got it over here. Y'all ain't got it. So how? You can't have it unless you give us something that we need. So that's when all the fighting and stuff started. When we started getting so smart that we became stupid. Right? But it's like we get punished for being smart, and it's just so crazy to me, because it's like, bro, we're so smart. Why are we getting punished for this? Like, why are y'all trying to make me learn slow because everybody else is not getting the information in their brain? Like, they're not seeing the picture, and it's not like just boop, 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 just stored in their brain automatically. Like, the sharpness of my brain when I first came to Montgomery County Public Schools as a school bus driver was top tier. Not to mention, like I said, my son was homeschooled at the time, so we were just in the house all the time. We weren't overexposed to anything. I never watched TV. I was never watching like Prime. I didn't watch none of that stuff. So our brain function was very high functioning. I wasn't watching no Love and Hip Hop baddies. There was no alcohol, no drugs, no weed in the house. Never. So it's like we were just smart. And our brains move fast. And then I had a community of people around me who genuinely just cared for each other. Like I said, the lady who ran the neighborhood, she was related to everybody. Like, it was just a family. There was never no, oh, well, you got that and we got this. And yeah, how about that? How you like those apples? Like the property manager was related to everybody. They were black. See, I think the same thing happened here, but she's African instead. And it's like my cousin, my sister, da da da. But it's like, now I'm on the outskirts of it, which was crazy, because before I wasn't related to them either. But the mother, when she saw me, she's like, oh, here's your apartment, you're gonna be living next to my niece and everybody else. I'm like, okay, cool, like no problem, like that's all right with me. I'm cool. And lock you in. But here it's like, I think it's the same thing, but it's more like control, power, hierarchy, weirdness. Because it probably was the same thing, but I was just on the other side of it. Who knows? Well, my son's father is African. I've heard the way that they talked about American people. Oh, the American people, they could just be so. They're not understanding the people. They're just so lazy people. I'm looking at her like, ma'am, I have 3 jobs and I'm in hair school and I'm pregnant with your grandson. Where are you getting this lazy information from? Like, what? I've been working the whole entire time since forever. So they think they better than us. They forget that we had to make it through slavery and they came over here into an economy that we built. So I get offended. I'm like, my ancestors literally was on hands and nails and feet. Ancestors that I actually got to talk to before they passed away at 100. I have ancestors that I got to talk to that was alive at the same time as Harriet Tubman. I feel a little bit different about the world than you might perceive me to be. Like, how dare you come over here and be like Americans is bullshit? Or even question why I'm so strong. Isn't that obvious why I'd be that strong? The slaves that made it here to this point? And you thought I was going to be weak? when my ancestors literally like made it through redlining and still built houses, still was able to manage financial stability, emotional stability through all the shit y'all was putting us through, to the point where now they have your jobs and your chairs and your seats. Why wouldn't I be strong? Why keep doing science experiments on me versus just giving me, like, I'm telling you who and what I am. I know who and what I am. Look at my birthday. Look at my birth chart. The charts that y'all made up. I just so happen to be born on this day at this time in alignment with all of this. Well, last night, direct energy weapons were being used on my apartment, which were trying to scatter my brain and make my ears feel like they were ringing from the inside. I felt like my ears were bleeding all night long. So Scott 1410, that's what I was being put through. When going through job interviews, I'm expected to submit and move from being in a higher occult understanding of myself, with myself putting a 26 at my forehead and putting the 9, 9, 9, 9, 18 around me at all sides, and understanding my truth and my height and my spiritual sovereignty over my body. Me understanding myself on a geometrical standpoint. If I come into a job like that, they expect me to break all of that down and submit to being, well, you're just here for a starting position or entry level, so you need to go ahead and pipe down, honey. But I'm showing you I have the knowledge to be the boss. So why aren't you trying to find me something that's even better, more on my level? When you come into a job overqualified, that's what I'm going through. Always looking for a job of being overqualified based on my natural gifts. Like I said, I had A's and B's in school, but the teachers would still call my mom and complain because I talked in class. Like, how am I getting in trouble for talking in class, but I got A's and B's in all my work? Why are y'all calling my mom? Why are y'all bothering my mom? Like, what do y'all bother her for? I already started a business. I ran my own business for 5 years doing hair. Was making thousands of dollars a week. Chilling. They got mad at me for that. I started a whole entire empire off of that. They tried to find people to come and shut that down. They even had my own ex work against me and steal all my items and steal all of my furniture. And to this day, he still hasn't returned it or gave me the money back for it. He has not returned any of my property. He's not giving me money to pay me back for any of the things that I paid for. I'm looking like, so when you gonna come through and just pay me that money that you owe me for taking all that shit? Because you could have just gave me my shit back. Like, whatever, everything that you did was so. He could have just waited for the girl that was using my stuff to just finish, and I could have just picked up my stuff and went about my business. Or he could have said, you know what, let's get into business. You know what, she got clientele, you don't. How about this? Let her rent out your property and y'all work out something. Like, he was moving slimy. So whatever's going on with him financially, mentally, emotionally, is not my business, because he did that to himself. That's karma for treating me like that. You had no business to treat me like that. I didn't do nothing wrong to him. Then my ex was here yesterday, like, yeah, haha, he didn't even claim you, haha, yeah. Why am I worried about somebody that somebody else didn't claim? I'm like, bro. Again, y'all men get confused about who and what y'all supposed to be claiming, because y'all be so worried about trying to impress these higher ups, these higher ranking individuals that don't give a damn about us. You know, they punish us for being smart. So why were you trying to sit there and impress them? Like, that was dumb. They bully us for being intelligent. Why would you want to impress these people? Well, I did the one person thing, and that worked for 5 years. You're absolutely right. It worked for 5 years. I was making $5,000 a month, plus sometimes more than that. Easy, in my house, in my apartment, by myself. It was amazing. But all the tools that I had, all my flat irons, all my clippers, my $700 Hattori Hanzo shears that had a lifetime warranty on them, with my own actual, like, they had the swivel cut, and then they had purple and green rings around them for my favorite colors. Like, I literally designed my own shears. He couldn't even give me back my own shears. Like, the dude was just so hell-bent on trying to break my spirit that he'd rather do that versus just give me back my stuff and cutting the tie. That's how I know a man, no matter what, They will say they hate you and they can't deal with you, and they will tell everybody in the world bad things about you. But if you really didn't want to deal with a woman, you would give her back all her stuff and just wash your hands of the whole situation. I don't want to deal with a man. Quick, the first thing I do, hold on. Let me get your shoes out of my house. This coat that remind me of you. This jacket here that remind me of you. This sock. This outfit right here. This t-shirt. This rubber band. This strand of hair. Here's all your shit. Please go. Blocks all phone numbers attached to the person, blocks all social media. When I really want to be done with a person, I try to go that far, but I know how spirituality and telepathic stuff works. And now the internet, because of something that I went like, I went a little bit big about it. Now the internet is also trying to bring the thought back into my mind about the person. Like always relationship talks on my timeline. I love it when I get into my political racial standpoint in my political and racial mind, because that's what I see on my timeline. So I try to stay in this space to remove myself from the relationship space. So I do everything in my efforts to remove myself from thinking about a man when I'm ready to break up, and give him back all his stuff and block everything out. Because it's like, if you say you don't want to be here, there's your space. There you go. Bye-bye. You see the aura just turn white. Y'all see the light coming off of me. You want all your stuff back? Go ahead. Now let my aura shine. There goes my white aura. Hello, y'all. Y'all see it? Y'all see the light? Y'all see the aura coming out now? That's my. You want your space? Go on in your space. Bye bye. Let me be in my light now. If that's what you want, that's what you said you wanted. So I'm gonna give you that. I don't want to be the woman to sit here and try to. So that's why I talk about things that are like umbrella and really focus on everything. Everything, everyone. Hurt people, hurt others. Yeah, I know. But it's just, now we're in a space where your girl is ready to, my phone keeps showing me pictures of my dead cat. Okay, so, like I said, we're at a point now where it's like, when I want to contribute to my community, I show, improve, and tell with storytelling what's going on in the world. And then I also remind us, like, hey, we're all connected. So all of that, that stuff is weird. All that's weird, bro. Ma'am, that's weird. It's weird. It's weird. The stuff is weird. Stop the weirdness. Stop the bullying. Stop the hierarchies. Everyone's head is on the same level. Now, some people consciously can't idealize the idea of being a molecule, right? Some people can't get to that. Oh, I'm a molecule. I'm an atom, or I'm a molecule with a bunch of different atoms connected to make me an actual molecule. Yeah, and I look at people like atoms, but I want the right atoms adding up to create me, the molecule. I don't want to add a bunch of atoms that don't make sense to my molecule. So if I'm going to focus on doing hair this year, I want to be focused around other hairstylists and barbers. If I want to change the world, I want to be connected to people who want to also change the world, not the people who want to keep the same structures in place. If I want healthy relationships, I want to see other people in healthy relationships. I don't want to watch the baddies and Love and Hip Hop and look at toxic love, especially toxic Black love. I hate that toxic Black love is televised. I hate that shit with a passion. That the way that the world sees us is through Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives of and all that. Like, that shit is bullshit. But they're showing even, themselves in that light too, and other Real Housewives of different areas as well. But back to what I was saying before, I'm now in that space where I'm just looking at the situation and I'm like, okay, so either we're going to learn how to work together to build a good profile for everyone, or we're going to learn how to just stay out of each other's way. and allow the growth in individual communities to exist. Because it's too many times where Black communities have been burned down because they were doing good. Too many times where Black community is being seen as a villain because they're fighting for individual rights that everybody else has. You know, I had a surrogacy company tell me that they didn't like my environment, or they said I couldn't work for them and do surrogacy for them because I lived in government housing. And I said, so what's so dangerous about government housing where I can't do surrogacy? Is there something about the government housing that you want to tell me? Maybe. Oh, they didn't, because I didn't think about it until recently when the energy weapons and everything started happening last night. Surrogacy. Oh, being pregnant for somebody else so they could have babies because they're infertile. Then that's another question. Why are y'all going infertile? And why have you infertile? Are you trying to still have kids? Like, if God said no, why y'all trying to push the button? You know, certain stuff we just be meddling in, and we ain't gotta be meddling in half the time. If God said no, the answer is no. Don't get me wrong, science is now the new God, but damn. God said no, leave it alone. That one was sweet. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here because I feel like I'm overspending my time with y'all. Yeah, everybody's like, okay, enough. So, don't trip, pretty girl. Just try not to be a sore thumb, but if somebody don't act like a sore thumb, shit ain't gonna change. What you mean? Just be, oh my gosh, I'm just so blessed to just be able to barely make it out of slavery and still act like there's not a racial injustice and a social class injustice and a classism injustice. And it's only because of people purposefully outcasting certain people and blacklisting certain people from jobs just based on what they heard in the ethers. Oh, don't tell me what you heard from my parents in the spirit realm really made you not want to hire me. She's mentally unstable. How? Because I see through people's BS? Wow. Don't let somebody talk to somebody behind you, because like I'm clairaudient and I can hear when different people be talking. So it's like I hear my sister period all the time. I'm like, bruh. So what do y'all be saying to these people when I be interviewing for a job? And why are you taking so long to call me back? Excuse me. Why they didn't allow you to do surrogacy? I just told you. They said because I live in government housing. Something about maybe it was unsafe for the baby. I don't know. So I just was like, well, charge the game. But anywho, I talked to y'all enough. Hopefully I got my message across. Figure out how you can show for your community. Communities, allow people to show up. genuinely start minding your business these days, guys. And allowing people to just be blessed. For sure. All right, y'all. Remember, here on this platform, you are heard, seen, and loved. Remember, always have peace, love, and hair grease and everything in between, because these are tools anybody help you manifest your dreams and let anybody take advantage of you. All right, I gotta take my son. I gotta go take my son for a haircut. Gotta go. Peace.